Yeah. Okay. So the today's lecture we are going to learn about these AI in music and art, right? Uh, so most of you might have heard about a model called Sora, right? So that is AI in video also, right? So this is when we started this program, art generation was only there. The video was not over there. But later on, the video analysis came on. Now we can use the video too. But still, the Sora model is not available for public. They are trying to fix it. Certain demo videos were released, but not available for usage. But there are some other platforms available called Luma, there are BWD. So there are a lot of other platforms available for video generation, right? So all these things based on the transformer model, right? So text to prompt to video, prompt to image, right? So how the AI understand? So if you can make an AI understand the words and the meaning of that thing through the semantic analyzers and the trained transformers, pre-trained transformers, the same thing when the prompt is inserted, the attention layer identify what are the requirements, encoder, decoder, same architecture, right, of these things, and it was trained on the images. For example, let's say a person is a cat is chasing a mouse means that image is taken, given a label as the cat is chasing an image, right? So like that, it was trained on a lot of image data from the internet. So now the AI model knows, okay, if the cat is chasing this means this is the image. So when you do something, let's say the cat is chasing a dog, right? Then it knows what is a dog and it knows what is chasing and it knows what is cat. Combine together and diffuse it together, the image is there. So that's how the image generation works over there. Okay. So today we are going to work on stable diffusion. This is a model which came around 2022. It was famous. So we now there are a lot of text to image libraries are there, right? So the stable diffusion is one of the best I have worked with, and currently also we are using certain projects. So there is a project for marketing, right? Automating the marketing process. So, for example, you are starting up a company, you come and ask, you should have a marketing agent, basically, right? So that means these marketing people earns a lot, right? If you see what they do, basically they do nothing, right? That's there is not technical anything, right? So if you are a content creator, then you can join a marketing team and earn in millions, right? That's what I have seen a lot of marketing people. So there are a lot of marketing agencies. What they do is they make sure the product reach to you, right? Or it gets sold. So that's their target. So what they from the beginning they go and talk to. Let's say I'm going to start up a company. This is one of the product of mine. I go to them. I give the detail about the product. So these are the targets, the audience I'm trying to sell this product. So this is the area that I'm going to sell this product. So then what they do, they collect as much as information from us, go to their team, they do a survey, market survey. That means go through the internet, go through the market statistics and everything, then finally come up with a solution. Okay, so your competitors are these people, right? So we need to break these competitors, right, to get into the market. So how we are going to do that? So they come up with an idea, a solution and everything, then they promote it, right? So nowadays the marketing is mostly through the LinkedIn, um, social media, TikTok, Facebook, and everything. So then what they do based on the marketing, they create certain advertisements using these editing tools and videos using content creators and everything. They post it to the Facebook or TikTok or LinkedIn, right? That's how the whole marketing process. So now our company is working on completely automating it. So there is a marketing team AI. So you go subscribe, you give all the information. AI will analyze your information and it will ask certain other question to understand it better. Automatically do the market survey without any problem, identify the competitors and everything. And finally, it will create the post for the Facebook also. right? So post for the Facebook means it's like based on the prompts, we can create the marketing item. So like a poster or an image or an avatar video, right? Everything is fully automated, right? So end to end. So once you subscribe, you need to give the information. Rest of the things will be automatically done. You don't want to pay ₹1,000,000 for a marketing team. Subscribe for $1,000 or something for a month. That's all. Simple, right? So there we intensively use this text to audio, text to video, text to image generation and everything. So there we have used the Stable Diffusion as well. Okay. So that's a very powerful tool to generate prompts to images. Okay. So now DALI is another place. DALI. Have you seen DALI? I'll show you some examples here maybe. That have you not heard about DALI? Oh, really? Okay, let me show you something. Trying to find out some images. DALI. And maybe it might be in the other. Yeah, I couldn't find it. So let me find it out. Give me a second. Yes. So here you can see a lot of images I'm going to show, right? A modern office setting with professionals analyzing data on screens, showcasing graphs and charts with focusing on collaboration and technology. So this is a prompt that was given to a model. So if you see the DALI is another text to thing model. So it created this image. Okay. So for the same prompt, this image was created for second try, right? So this is Stable Diffusion model. So you can see the Stable Diffusion created these kind of images for the same prompt. And stability.ai, this kind of thing. And deep AI image generator, that is not at all good, right? It's based on the training data, how you have trained the data. And runaway ML, it's like these cartoons and everything is created. And similarly, we have created certain things using another platform called Ideogram. See this image. You can't even imagine this is an AI image, right? It's created by AI. This is created by AI, right? From text to image. So now the day by day, how these models become better and better. So in future, you don't want to have an editor at all. So you type, okay, I need this. So the last one, Idea Beam that we have used, that has a feature of it's create an image and you can comment, okay, I need to put this font letters on top of here or inside the TV. You can change that image completely by prompting, communicating with the AI, right? So that's crazy. Earlier you prompt, image is given, that's all. You can't make any changes, right? That's all. Or else you have to change the prompt again. So now idea being given a solution, the image is created, then that image, you can make changes to that image. Okay, change the background color, change this color, remove this person. So like that, you can play with that image itself. So once that is there, so editing software is not at all needed, right? Because you just, if you know how to type, that's all needed, right? So the world is moving in a different direction, and most of the things will be automated. And these marketing, AI, these special tools are going to play a huge marketing campaigns. For example, one more thing, if you open up your Facebook, right? Whatever you see are targeted for you. That means the advertisement that you see on your web page are not just random. Everything is targeted for you. That means especially the marketing team analyze a certain type of product. Okay, let's say I'm going to sell a Coca-Cola, right? Or like maybe an energy drink, right? So I need to sell it to the people. So if you are not a gymnastics person and everything, the energy drink will be advertised in a different way to you, right? They will create hundreds of advertisements and they target each people to send specific advertisement. This advertisement will attract a person or normal person, age 25 to 30. This advertisement will attract another 50 to 60. Like that, they will separate and they will send to target through Facebook. So whatever you see in Facebook are not just random. Those are targeted advertisements, right? Targeted advertisements. So that they pay a lot. Even in election campaigns, this happened. I worked with some people, right? So all the parties have done this thing, targeting campaign. And these marketing agencies earned billion rupees out of this election for all the parties together. Huh? So it's not a thing. So they have used manual editing and softwares and everything. But in the future, there will be an AI tool for election campaigns. So if you get time, go and watch a movie called Cambridge Analytica. Sorry, it's in Netflix called The Great Hack. They completely changed the Trump election votes in 2016, and they are the reason behind Trump's win. Completely changed the thing. They targeted the people, created advertisement and posters and sent to that people to change their mind. Completely won an election using social media, right? So AI is going to play a role in next upcoming elections. Not this election, maybe not ready. It's already started playing, but by next American election, you can't even believe AI is going to make a huge move through all these things, right? Because you can create a video, Trump is fighting with another guy, black guy. Simply it can be created, right? Then it will be posted into the social media. Simply it can be done now. But they are trying to create rules for the models. Okay, if a model create that, which is a racist post or racist something, then it's bad kill, right? So they are trying to set up the rules. All the UK, US, all the other countries are trying to bound all these things, all because of this thing. Text, nobody cares, right? Text, nobody cares. But when it's come to image, it attracts a lot of attention. And video, it's even worse than that. So once these things can be created automatically, even you cannot see the last image that I have shown you. This is AI generated one from the same prompt. The prompt is this one, right? This one. A modern office setting with professional analyzing data on screens, showcasing graphs and charts with a focus on collaboration and technology. That's all, right? That is the prompt given. See the image generated. So these images were, you can see this is an AI generated image. This is an AI generated image. Obviously, you can tell, right? Because it's overfill. None of the office looks like this in the world, right? So here also it's like a military, like, I don't know, maybe a spaceship or something, but it's overfill most of the time. But that is overcome by this model. This is very realistic. You like see this screen. It has exactly the screen that we can look in the computer, right? Data analytics software, Power BI and stuff. So the people, very real to me. So you can't see the difference whether it's a AI generated thing or something, right? See? So this is another one. It's a AI generated one. If you clearly closely watch, there is something over here, right? Something over here abnormally created. But if a person just look at it, you cannot even imagine. It's very, very real. See this one. So these are the things going to happen in the world. So we'll start by doing our tutorial today. So first I will going to go into the art generation model, right? Art generation is a stable diffusion that we are going to use. So the stable diffusion is a text to image diffusion model created by researchers and engineers from Comms VI, Stability AI, and Lion. So these three companies together created this model, and they have trained on 512 by 512 images from a subset of this data set. So this is the data set uh, they have used. 5B, LAION 5B, right? So it has, you can go through this. This is the data set that they have used to train the model, right? So they have given the prompts for each thing, and they have do the thing, right? So these are the data sets. 5 billion images, right? 5 billion images, right? So that's the stable diffusion model. So this model uses a frozen clip BITL 14 text encoder. So in the transformer, we use encoder decoder. That means it's kind of, we remember, right? When it's come to a chatbot, we vectorize it, right? Tokenize it, given a number, right? And then only we do this chatbot and everything. Similar to that, in the transformer architecture, we do encoding to make sure the attention layer of the transformer layer understand what we are talking about, right? Encoding is understanding or encoding the human word into a machine understandable text or something, right? So that is encoding thing. So they have used this encoder and the prompt. So with 860 million unit and 223 million text encoder, the model is relatively lightweight and can run on many consumers' GPUs. So that's the best thing about that. So before diving into the theoretical aspects, how the diffusion model works, so let's try a little bit and see how it can generate the images, okay? So in this section, we show how we can run text to image inference in just few lines of code. So first of all, we will set up the GPU runtime to T4 because with CPU, you cannot run these models. So you have to load this model into the GPU, then only you will be able to perform okay. So after that, this is a diffusion model. So I need to install the diffusers, right? So, and at the same time, I'm going to install the transformers, SciPy, FTFY accelerate. So these are the things that I'm going to use. Actually, this SciPy is a library that we use in digital image processing and digital signal processing, DSP, right, in Python. So these are the required libraries. We will install that one. So sometime it will ask you to restart the session. Restart it, it doesn't matter. So, okay. Did I restart it? Yes. Okay. After that, did you install these two diffusers and this one? Okay. After that, we need to get the torch diffusers. Hold on, not this is not needed. Yeah, we do you have this code over there in your thing? I don't think you don't have, right? So you need to install the type this one in a code, this code. Okay, otherwise the previous code that I had in the tutorial is little outdated. So we have to upgrade the diffusers. We have installed the diffusers here. which is 0.11.1. That was the latest one when I have created this tutorial. But now it got upgraded. So we need to upgrade that one in order to use this thing. Can you type this one? Pip install, upgrade diffusers, transformers, accelerate, safe sensor, tensors. After installing that, just type this one. Okay, have you running? Done? For this one, pip install, upgrade diffusers, transformers. What is there? No, did you install it before that? This one. Hold on, hold on. Okay. Okay. So you have run this code, pip install diffusers. This is completely run? Yes. Okay. Then this one. You have to type this also. Otherwise, you can't upgrade. Yeah. Pip install, upgrade. Before that code, you have to torch diffusers, jacks link. Yeah. And we are going to use the diffuser model in the float 16. So, we can save the model in multiple ways, right? In quantized models. So when it's come to 32, it might be little heavy for the GPU of these Google Colab. So let's load the 16 and we will run it out. Is it running? Cool. Once it run, uh, we then after that run this one. Okay. Yeah, restart. After that, you can come to this one, import torch, and from diffusers, stable diffusers and stuff. Then you can import the version ComWis stable diffusion V14 model in the float 16 type. Float 16 is a quantized model. That means not the full fledged model. So we reduce the size by quantizing. That means it's not the original model. It's not going to perform up to the scale of original, but it will perform in our GPUs because we are going to use the T4. T4 is not that good enough for this kind of activities, right? So it's okay, but if you load 32, it might load a little bit. It will take a long time. Okay. So once you load that one, so we are going to set up the CUDA environment because CUDA is the GPU part that we need to run on. Otherwise, you cannot run it, right? So once what we have done up to now, install all the required libraries, load the model, imported it, and set up the CUDA environment, and we are ready to prompt it out. Okay. Here you can see already a photograph of an astronaut riding a horse. Right. That is the prompt that I have given. And this is the image that it's generated. So in your screen, it might be a different one. Oh, this is the same one. Can you run it again? It's a different one. See now? Every time it generates a different one because it's obvious, right? You are sending it again like the GPT. Every time it will generate thing. So you can see the created image over here. Riding a horse, astronaut, half of the leg is gone here. The astronaut is not there. And it's stable diffusion. That means it knows what is a horse. It knows who is an astronaut and trying to diffuse together to make an image. That's all, right? And we can change it. Okay, cat is fighting with a horse. Let's say how it's come. A cat is fighting with a dog. Then you can change the prompt and see this is a diffusion model which is freely available, but the image quality is not that great. See, there is no horse at all. So this see the cat also not that well diffused together. So these are the issues, right? So we can have maybe cat is fighting with the horse. Let's see how it generates. So you can play with it and see how the image are generated, and this is completely free now, but not that good accurate models. But whichever see, so this is the image it gave, right? So we'll go back to the original thing. Let me. What is that? Astronaut is driving a horse, ne? Okay, a photograph of an astronaut riding a horse. Okay, we'll generate it because we'll use the same prompt to do that. So if you would like to change it, then change it. Okay, so now there is no horse generated over here, right? There is no horse at all. Let me get a horse. Yeah, now okay. So you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs for the horse, and the the astronaut is sitting like these girls sitting in the back seat of the motorbike who wear saris, right? So not in the two-side thing. So it depends. Like it diffuses. That's how it works. But it's again 16 float 16 model, right? Torch float 16 model, which is not that good accurate like it's quantized, and the diffusion model is not a good model right now available in the market. This is free means it's not good, right? So whatever we paid here, this one is a paid thing. You have to pay for each generation $0.08 for an image, right? So like there will be millions of images generated per day using that platform in near future, right? So they got the market already. We are going to use this platform for our marketing tool that we are developing. So yeah, once it's there, company started to use, then a lot of images, right? So that thing. Okay. So now we will keep this one. So running the above cell multiple times will give you a different image every time. We have seen it. If you want deterministic output, you can pass a random seed to the pipeline, right? Every time you see the same seed, you will have the same image result. So there is something called a random seed. This is manual seed, 1024. Here you have the thing. So let's generate this one, right? This image, right? Again, I am generating this image. The same image, right? Why? Because I have added the manual seed. I fixed that image. Okay, this is how you have to do once it's generated. That's how it's going to see that image again. So take an astronaut, take a host, fuse it in the same way, right? So here we didn't do that. So that's the reason we didn't do the manual seed over here. We just randomly created. If you just create this one random, that means without any manual seed, it will create different images at the same different time. So if you want to keep the consistency, you have to go for the manual seed option. Now you can see, I told you, once you create this one, you can make certain adjustment to this one. So that means once the image is generated, the manual seed is fixed. So later on, the prompt changes are added to that image, right? That's how they make it happen. Okay. Yeah. So now let's change the manual seed to maybe 512 and see how it works. Earlier 1024, right? It gives a different image, but it looks really good. One leg is missing, right? But again, when you go and do that, it's going to give you the same thing because the manual seed. So yeah, see the same image. So we'll go back to the 1024. So you should get the same image every time with the seed thing. Okay, so you can see that's the image generated for me. Okay, so the prompt is the same prompt because I have defined the prompt over here as this one. So if you change the prompt, it is going to generate a different one over here. So you can change the number of inference steps using num inference steps argument. So number of inference step arguments over here, right? In general, results are better the more steps you use. So stable diffusion being one of the latest model works great with a relatively small number of steps. So we are recommended to use the default of 50. If you want faster results, you can use a smaller number as well. Okay. So the following cell uses the same seed as before, but with fewer steps. So here the step is 15, right? Number of inference step. So here we didn't add that one, only the prompt and the generator. Before that, we just use only the prompt, right? Prompt, pipe prompt. After that, to keep the consistency, we added a generator function and we added the manual seed over here and added inside the image. Then for the third one, we are going to use the generator as generator along with the number of inference steps, right? So then you can see the variation. So earlier the inference step is 50, now it's 15. So you can see it's generating the same image, but based on the inference step. So how many inferences is going on to create this image? So if you increase it to 100, maybe let's say 100, you might get a really good image, a horse riding, so astronaut riding a horse. So these are the parameters that we can play with, but the time will take a little bit higher and the GPU usage also will be higher for the inference step height. So you can see the horse head is gone. right? So maybe 50. I believe the 50 it should generate the same image as it is. There we go. Because this was default 50, so this is 50. If you use maybe 60, it might, yeah, we'll see how it generates. Okay. That's inference is another thing. You can change and modify the little steps, right? That's the one. And the other parameter is the pipeline call is guidance scale. So it is a way to increase the adherence to the conditional signal, which is the scale is text as well as oversample quality. So that is the other one, which is what is that which is called guidance scale, right? So where we can define that, and let's say uh, photograph an astronaut riding a horse, and we are going to generate number of images 3 without this what is that called, guidance, right? So generator, generate is the one who fixed the feed value. So once you run this one every time, now it's going to create an image different, because we just only use the prompt, not the generator or the other one in inferences. See, 3 different images for this thing, and if you run it again, it's going to give the different images. So again, you if you want to have the manual seed, just check the generator and put it inside that thing, right? Then you will have the 3 images all the time generating in the same way. You can see, yeah, these are crazy images. If you add the generator part, that means you are adding the manual seed 2024, because we defined the 2024 earlier. So it's need to keep the image consistency all the time. So when I be with the previous government, they wanted to do an AI movie to make the awareness of AI to the young public, right? So what happened while we work on? So the main issue that we have worked had is consistency scene to scene. So you are making a movie. Movie means it generates multiple images and play it in a high speed. So when we try to do it scene to scene, the face is changing of the person. Let's say we want to get a heroine or something. When they are trying to walk out over there, then when the scene to scene, you can see the facial features are changing. It's not trying to keep consistency. So that's a huge issue when it's come to these image generation models, right? You cannot keep the consistency, but in some way, you can keep it up to a certain level by using the manual seed function. But at the same time, you can see this one, they have done something differently to keep the consistency every time, right? And you do the edits on top of that. So that's how they have done it. So now if you want to print this as a grid for the same thing, you just need to row and columns, and you can generate a number of grid images. So these are playing with the image shows, right? So that the thing. So main thing is you know how to prompt it out and get the output of this diffusion, stable diffusion. This is 3 by 4, lot of images. It takes some time. So in some other country, they started to use completely AI to make movies. So let's say if you have a story end to end, you can make a movie including the music and everything completely, right? So I think the Sora is given as a testing purpose. They are using Sora, I believe, because among the video models that we have used up to now, Sora is the best that they have found out, right? Sora means Luma. Luma is using the Sora model in the backend. That's what they claim. I'll show you some videos that we can generate. Okay. So these are the images that it have been generated using that prompts, right? So these are, see, if you see, these are square images, all of them. So if you want to set an image with a different size, you have the freedom also. You can set the height and width inside it, and you can create the image as you want, right? So that features also they are in the stable diffusion. So nothing else. We just load the pre-trained models and we are trying to play with that pre-trained model, right? See, right. So now, before going into these details, let's go and experiment some Luma Labs. Can you just go to the Luma Labs? Type to the Google Luma Labs. We will create a prompt, maybe. So this is a thing that I have created earlier. Uh, so go to create login and okay. So now we have to type some text or add an image. So what this Luma is capable of, if you add an image, it will automate it by animation, adding an animation, right? So we will try, maybe there is an image we have generated using this one. We'll go here, it's saved. It should be astronaut horse image. So this is the image, right? So we will download this one. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to upload this one and say image. Okay. And end frame, right? You have to start frame and end frame. So let's go and generate an end frame also. Maybe you go there. I will save. This is the one. Yeah, I'll generate another one and download it. So we'll see how it generates two image houses and link it out, right? Okay. So now I'll download this one. Okay. And okay. Just this is the prompt, right? He's in the earth, he's going to the space. Let's see how it generates. So once you put it out, it will take a while to do the generation stuff and everything. And then we will go back to the lesson and come back and see how it had generated, right? Okay, in a queue. It takes some time. Okay. So let's pause it. And we will go to this model, right? Okay, let me close this one. You can also try something. Did you try? So this is one of the model, stable diffusion, very old 2000
Recording
stages.
stopped. Recording in progress.
can see astronaut in. Let's try this one. Okay, astronaut in a jungle, cold color plate, muted colors, detail 8K. So that is the prompt. Let's see how it works. Yeah, not bad, right? So there are, this is stable diffusion. These are stable diffusion, but there are other text to image generators also. Okay, so Guardio text to image generator, right? This is another one. You can try it out. So nowadays, maybe AI is fighting with the human. Let's see. So for the presentations, I don't spend much time to find the images. I go type it here, get wonderful images and put it there with good animations, right? For the presentation, not the tech presentation. For the sales deck, sales presentation, to have an image over there in the slide, the best way. You can use this stuff. This is also a stable diffusion model, right? Yeah. They are using it in the back end, the stable diffusion. I don't know why it taking too long. Maybe they have hosted in a very less GPU or CPU. Never mind. Okay, so there are a lot of models available. Stable diffusion is there. It's free model. So you can use that, or else DALI, D-Image. So a lot of platforms that I have shown here, you can use those stuff. So next we will go to the music generation. So have you came across any AI musics? In Indian cinema, it's already there, right? So there was one person, he's a folk singer, he did, right? So they have used his voice. That's a voice cloning technique, not some music thing, but they have used that cloning technique to make a song sing by him, right? So that means when you listen to that, you will never feel that it's an AI generated voice, right? And recently provided film, like released film, is one of the Vijay's film. So there Ilayaraja's daughter dead, right? She's dead, but on her voice they have generated a new song. So this is voice cloning based techniques. But when it's come to music, the whole music is expected to generated by whole music is expected to generate by the AI stuff. Okay. So now we will go and play this one. So the Music Gen is another tool that we are going to use. Music Gen is a tool. These are in the, still we are in the early stage, right? Still we are in the early stage. 2000, even ChatGPT, did we pass 2 years? Not yet. This year, November sometime, only the 2 years is over for ChatGPT, right? So you can imagine within 2 years, a lot of trouble, a lot of issues, right? So that's why all of the people from Google, Tesla, OpenAI are saying AI is not good. The reason you can do anything. So recently I saw some videos in TikTok. So you put two frames and comment in such a way to create a video hugging or kissing or whatever. So in what happened, the people who lost their parents in the early ages, they are taking a father image and put their image and it make a motion like they are hugging or kissing, something like that. So that is good. I also have seen videos these boys are making kissing heroines, right? So that's another problem will come in the future. So there is no control. If you have a photo of a person, you can create a video as you want through prompts. So how we are going to stop this thing? That's why this law should be very strong. Even though the people, the model generators or the model creators, right? These are pre-trained models. Ne? So these model creators should somehow embed into these models to not to create certain stuff, racist based or sexual harassment based or anything. Don't create like that. They have to do something. But I don't know how it's going to happen. But we'll see. Still in early stage. In future, there will be crimes using AI, cyber crimes using AI. You will get to hear most of them. Now it started already, but in the future it will be there. So all because of these transformer based architecture models, right? Okay. So the music gen is a remarkable model designed for music generation that offers simplicity and controllability. Unlike existing methods such as music LM, music gen stands out by eliminating the need for self-supervised semantic representation. So I do a project in a master's. There's a master student doing. So when a music is going on, right? So it'll extract the notes of that music. So when you play a song, let's say there's a flute is playing, so you can extract the flute by a software, right? You can separate these individual equipments by a software, and you put it into the AI model. The AI model will then give the notes that the flute is playing. It'll say sarigama pa, like something like that. It will print it out, and we have tested it. It was success. So it is giving up to 98% accuracy. There is some fine tuning that he is doing in the last part. But early days, when I do play some music also. So during that time, somebody need to write it to us, the whole notes, right? So we need to look at it and do practice and stuff and stuff. So now if this AI model is there, you play the music, it will give the notes output. Immediately you can play on the spot. So how the life is going to change, right? Can't even imagine next year. In 2 years, we are going to have a huge trouble due to these issues. Okay. So now the issue when it's come to this music, like do you remember we have used about this voice to text model, voice to text model. We have trained the one. When I talk, it transcribed into a text, voice to text, right? So there, the voice to text model quality is defined by the hours of training. How many hours data is used to train, right? So if you take a Whisper is a voice to text model that have trained, we can check that one. I can't remember, but that's the best among right now. Whisper V3 large is actually trained on 680,000 hours, right? So that many hours it got trained on multilingual and multitask data. So similar to that, we need to consider how many hours of training that we have done with which type of data for the music generation AI also. So here the music gen is only trained for 20K hours, 20,000 hours, not enough to create very nice music. But there might be music models comes up in the later stages where you can say, I need this music to be generated, then it will generate the music. Let's try something over here. Okay, we'll run away. So you load to the music thing, right? Go to that thing. And run this one. And it's actually a Facebook research thing, right? It's generated by MusicGen is an output of a Facebook research. So Facebook is doing a lot of free meta models to be used by the people. So install this AudioCraft library from the GitHub, which is a Facebook research people, right? That team have released. The GitHub, in the Hugging Face also, these models are available with the front interface. So you can go type a prompt and generate a music. Simple. There is no musicians needed in the future. If you have a sense of music, that's enough. Right? Sense of music is enough. Not even an equipment needed. There was a time earlier. So you have to have all the equipment playing at the same time, and the recording is done at the same time. Singing is done, recording is done, these things sing on real time. So after that, the mixtures came out. So you can separately record each equipment and you can do the whole song by integrating and mixing it up. Later on, there is no equipment, computer game with all the equipment facilities. You play is also not needed. You tell I need a music like this. The music is generated. Crazy. Only the sense of music is enough to do this stuff. So we cannot train these models basically. We cannot build these models up because it needs a lot of GPU. 20,000 hours of training means definitely these people have spent millions of dollars for this training only, right? After this training, you can imagine if that the model is not that good, how hard it will be, right? You just wasted a lot of money on training. So I feel it because I'm doing a project. It's a research project, training a large language model for singular language, right? So you spend not much, less than $100 for the training, right? And it ran the training. The model came out. Model is a trash model. It didn't work well, right? So $100 is gone. So it will be heartbreaking for you if you are the guy who is spending, right? I can't even imagine 20,000 hours of training on a high-end GPU. Finally, the model doesn't work as you expect. Yeah, it might be hard. So that's why now the AI problem is due to only the big game changers can do the training, right? Or else you need a huge investments. Facebook or Google or OpenAI, Microsoft, those are the people who are taking this one as a game changing option because they can spend a lot. But there's another research going on utilizing the GPUs. For example, let's say a charity project, right? Now the GPU is very costly. So if you go to per hour $6, right? Per minute $6. Like that, high-end GPUs are costed. If you are hiring a GPU for training in a virtual GPU, then you have to pay like thousands of dollars for a small amount of training time. So now that project is like collaborative training. That means, let's say in Sri Lanka, I need to train a model to make the Sri Lankan government process easier. So all Sri Lankan law. Imagine I need to train a model. It should know about all the Sri Lankan law 100% accurate. What we do now, we update the PDF and we do it as a chatbot. So we say, okay, now we are going to train it from the scratch. It will know everything about the thing. So that's the training part. So in that case, Sri Lanka cannot spend that much of money on training that. So what we can do is, let's say you have a machine, you have a GPU, and I have a machine, I have a GPU, which I am not using it. So you donate your GPU to be used by the Sri Lankan government. And they do the training whenever the GPU is freely available thing. So that kind of thing is going on, not established, right? So I don't know how to call it. We tried because before we started paying $100 for the training single LLM, we tried something, but it's not feasible for us to do. It's a very high end. But in the future, if that comes into the market, then these big game changers can go low and we can normal public also start to use the GPUs, right? And they can do training and the students can do whatever they want to do that starts, right? So now we will import the libraries and so did you install all the things? So install means we are importing all the parameters from this music gen, which is a pre-trained model, into the platform. That's all, right? So then after that, import all the libraries. Then after importing the necessary libraries, we will load the model, music gen model, right? Any doubts? Is it going? So this is the GPU based loading. This is the CPU based loading. But since we have the T4 GPU available here, we can use the GPU based loading model. But if you load CPU, it might take a long while. And we can set these tokens, right? So I'm also not, I don't know what are these tokens about. So if you want to know more about what these tokens do, you have to go to this music gen library and look for everything, right? So then we will set up the parameters optional. So sampling rate, temperature. Temp means you know the temp, right? Temp setting. We call it as temperature setting. Even in the chat GPT, we have tried it out. So and top K, top P, I have no clue what are those stuff because I never used this model for. Image, yeah, I have used for this thing. Image generation is used for the marketing tool, but music never. Let's try how it works. Okay, the model generation parameters. The prompt is jingle bell tune with violin and piano. This is the prompt. Let's see how it generates. Okay, it will take a while to generate. So once it's generated, but still it's an early stage. 20,000 hours is not at all enough. Okay, shall we play? Okay, let's say play with the drum. How is your one? It getting the jingle bell tone, I think. I don't know how it, but at the tone I know it's different. This is different. Maybe I don't know what's the clue is. So we can set the resolution and everything over here. Okay, let's see whether the drum is added or not. Drum is added. Let's add the flute also. Let's see. Trumpet. Let's see. You can try different prompts, maybe not jingle bell, maybe different things. Create a melody with violin and trumpet, something like that. You can try it out. It's getting it, but yeah, not sure. So we can also generating unconditional music, reducing the sampling rate. So we can adjust that thing and we can generate different type of musics also, right? So that parameter change is also available here. And so different music. What's the prompt? It's nice. It's very very soothing music, right? Yeah, just click here, download. No, it's not there, eh? Ah, okay. Last GPT. We can save it as let's say. Okay, then it will be saved. You can just copy that and say I need to save this file, then it will give the thing. Then just once it's generated, it will be saved. You can download it. So this is the other one, right? Let's see. Audio resolution is 16,000. Very less. Here 32,000. We were able to hear that. Yeah, this is not good. So, yeah, it's not good. It's giving an error, but definitely there is a way to save this one. So you can check it out, right? So then other one, conditional music. So that we have thing a write audio file to disk. So that means what is that? There is a thing. Okay. So now what we are going to do is basically generate a prompt based things that we have done earlier. Then we are going to save it here. So this is the saving thing over here. Then we are going to load it and we are going to, let's say this is a small music clip is output 1 minute max, right? Cannot generate 5 minute song, right? Let's say if you want to generate a 5 minute song, you cannot do it at one stretch. So even the movies you have to generate by scene, because the maximum duration for Sora now it can generate is 15 seconds, right? Maximum 15 seconds video clip. So now 15 seconds is very slow. It will like very quickly go, right? So then that scene continuity should be there. Ne? You can't have a 15-second scene and go to another scene, another scene. You can't do that. So to continue it, you have to have another way. So what we do is upload the large scene from here as a starting scene and do the prompt accordingly and continue that. So that's the way. But still, the Luma fails to keep the consistency most of the time. But in that case, what we do for the music is, okay, we generate the music for 30 seconds. This is the code to save, write audio file. So it's saved over here. Then you can download. There's something not good, let's say, but okay. Something is generated. So I have saved it. After saving it, what I'm going to do now, loading this music file over here. And I'm going to add another prompt on top of it to continue it to level. So here I just load the music file as I do the thing for the Luma to create the scene. So add heavy drums, rock drums. So that is the thing. So once I played that one, right? So now it will be loaded over here. Then finally this prompt will be added. So based on that, the new audio will be created by doing that. So these are the changes after creating the initial version that we can do. So to maintain the consistency, that's all, right? So and keep it continue. Okay, let's see. Till the drums is not there. I didn't see that at all. They didn't take it out, I think. Let's play it again. Can you see whether it's take to you the same command with the heavy drums? Let's see. It didn't take it. For me, for you also the same? No. Up, no. So what is this one? Add flute, heavy flute. Yeah, that was taken. Another prompt, right? Another prompt description. Add flute and heavy flute for the music. Yeah, it was taken, but I don't know why this was not taken. Description. The drums is not taken up. So like that, you can do the modifying and everything basically, right? So we are loading the music gen. That's the library. That's the model, right? That we are using over here. So let's go to here, text to music. Music gen. So there are, this is on A10G. Let's see. Uh, so there are other features also. You can philo mic. You can sing, I think. They have added some features. You can put some tone, then it'll catch up the tone or do something. Let's see how it generates. So these are, inferences going on. It's generated. Let's play. That's good. What's the prompt? For that it added, ne? For me, it didn't take it out. I don't know the reason. Right. Okay. Okay. These are good. Mind relaxing music with flute. Crazy, right? So, yeah, we are at the starting point, right? Still, it's not music gen web, they're like long form music. I think this is a long one we can generate. We'll see. Seed, random seed, that means the consistency maintenance, right? And let's see how it works. 80s pop track with synth and instrumental. Now, didn't generate anything. Okay, there are a lot of other models you can, I think most of them are keeping this music gen model at the back end, right? So that is really available. So we can do that. Still at the beginning stage. So in future, everybody can whoever knows how to use AI, they can be a musician, art generator, photographer, everything. Right? So that's going to be crazy. I don't know where the world is going to go and end up. But certain ways it's good, but certain ways it's bad. So, for example, now without a chat GPT, I can't write a mail. I lost that confidence in me. Earlier, I used to write paragraphs and paragraphs in mail and send it. Now, just I write it, copy paste, rewrite, and send it. So now that words are not coming to me. Like, without ChatGPT, it's little hard. So that will happen in the future for the kids also. They start to use this one at the early stages, right? Then they will lose the whole thinking ability, and the brain will stop working after a certain time. So those are the things that we have to face. Our kids have to face and live in the world. And still, I believe this is starting. Not even 2 years completed, right? Yeah, I believe. When GPT was released, November 3rd, 2022. Still not 2 years. So after that only everything changed drastically. So within 2 years, we are having a lot of market changes and everything. People are going to lose job, and by 2027, I believe there will be an AI doctor. So you don't want to go to a doctor at all. Yeah, we'll see how we are going to survive in this world. Yeah. But another thing, as I told you, these basics AI models like YOLO, image, they're also improving in certain ways, right? But another way, the generative AI model is everyone is focusing on that. The industry is more focused on these Gen AI models. Pace and faster, super accurate, and it do the job with a less amount of man work. So if you want to build up a YOLO model to do the detection, collect the data, box it out, do the training, collect the data. It's a painful process, right? It takes long man hours to do that work. Now it's just you don't want anything. Just upload, get the results done. GPT do the stuff, right? So the Keels, right? Keels company, John Keels, they were trying to develop handwritten characters for doctors' prescription, right? They couldn't even go beyond 70 percentage accuracy for the model to be trained. They have collected a lot of doctors, handwritten characters, take the image, use OCR to extract the characters and try to match it with the thing. Did a lot of work, didn't work anything, more than 70% accurate. Now that day, I just uploaded my doctor's prescription into GPT. Damn, it's getting everything and it's giving the medication, what's the reason, what's the side effect, and everything. So you whole research group worked in John Keels to do this task. Now GPT-4 is doing without anything. Right? So that's the thing. That's the future. So you learn something, master it something, and come out from AI field. The same project can be done with an API call. that's time. That's the time you feel I wasted my time. So that's it. So the market, so the trend and the adapting to the market is the important thing. It's crazy, and yeah, we can stop the recording. I am going to share something. Farah?
Yeah, login.
Yeah. Could you please stop the recording?
Oh, okay. 1 second.